time today because I'm not going to work today, so I'm gonna take my full 3 days off, or as we say now, 3 days off. So gonna try to get some work in. Got to do some grocery shopping, and then got to go bust a couple of moves. But I got some time to knock out some videos, do a couple of lives, and I don't usually do lives because of uh just continuous problems and various different problems. So that's why I don't go live as much as people want me to. But we'll see later on in the future. Maybe I'll start doing more live streams. But all right. So in case you guys don't know, Kyrie Irving has requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I wanted to look and make sure this was confirmed because I was just waking up and then I'm looking at uh, some of the stories, some of these different news outlets, and I just wanted to verify it. And then the homie Too Raw hit me up, and he verified it. So um, at the end of the day, I think it's a good thing that Kyrie Irving is asking for a trade. I just think this thing has just ran its course with Brooklyn, and I think it ran its course a long time ago. I think the relationship went sour last year when basically Kyrie Irving refused to take the potion, which would then, you know what I'm saying, when you think about it in retrospect, I think, y'all know my stance on that. You know how I feel about that. I don't want to go deep diving into that, but you already know my stance on that, how I felt about that. And I thought Kyrie Irving received a lot of unfair criticism. Keep in mind, when you own um, mainstream media's radar, any little thing you do, they're going to take it and enhance it and make it look like it's the worst thing that they ever saw. Because that's just how they get down. Y'all already know how this works. Um, I'm not a big fan of the Brooklyn Nets owner Joe Tsai because I felt like earlier, you know, earlier in the season, we all know what happened with Kyrie Irving, where he got this unfair and unjust criticism for just basically a tweet, didn't even say nothing. But yet, we all know this is an ongoing story. It's never the same outrage when somebody that doesn't look like Kyrie Irving gets. Dana White got next to no publicity or no, ridicule, and ESPN, if anything, didn't show you that there is a double standard and there is agenda when it comes to putting out certain stories pertaining to how someone look, and that's based on one's, complexion. You know, the same talking points they use to excuse Dana White from what happened with him and his wife on New Year's Eve going into New Year's Day. Um, those were the same talking points that they talked against Ray Rice. Oh, you heard the it's never an excuse. But with Dana White, it was like, well, you got to take into consideration it with alcohol. I mean, just like right before our eyes, we seen them basically switching the narrative up. But then again, TV is to brainwash you and stupefy you to a certain degree. So that's what TV does for the most part, especially mainstream TV. You know, so at the end of the day, where will Kyrie Irving land? That's a good question. Many people think it'll be the Lakers. But I do think they should trade him and just get this over with. At the end of the day, they could have ended this last year. But the goofball owner wanted to go on this crusade. Oh, we don't comply to the players, and we don't, all this kind of stuff. Oh, the players don't run the league. Well, actually, they do, because that's who people come to see, the players. They don't come see owners. They don't come see broadcasters. They don't come see GMs. And I just wish the players would realize how much power they have. And then, not to mention, this dude tried to call himself trying to emasculate Kyrie Irving with that tweet. All these goofy regiments and stipulations he put in and try to, make it look like he was his personal property, like he was Kyrie Irving's thoroughbred horse or something. And And a lot of people had a problem with that, including me, because they didn't ask nobody else to do that. They didn't ask Dana White to go through a 6-step program. They didn't even ask Dana White to resign from the UFC as president. Nobody. But it just goes to show you the difference in how we're treated based off everybody else. And if you want to sit up here and play these games and act dumb like you don't know what I'm talking about, oh, come on. There's no difference. All right. Okay. You're sitting up there insulting my intelligence and you're insulting the people that listen to me's intelligence. Of course, there's a difference on how I'm treated based off somebody else that doesn't look like me or may be part of the straw hat community. So can we please stop playing these games? Can we please stop trying to insult my intelligence and people that look like me's intelligence? So, you know, at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving has always been looked upon because he said certain stuff that kind of had you scratch your head a little bit, but he might have been being sarcastic, saying that the earth is flat and all that kind of stuff. Well, I mean, if you believe it, then, whatever, man. And then Kyrie Irving has always been what you would call a free speaker and a free speaker, free thinker. And you got to understand there is a system in place of how you supposed to think. People don't like for you to have your own opinion. They like for you to think how they think, especially when you're in a certain brand of entertainment or entertainment in general. They want you to think a certain way. They don't want you to have your own mind. Now, if you can comply like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal and a few other people, you'll be rewarded. It'll be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And for some people, it'll be a pot of gold at the middle of the rainbow. As long as you're willing to compromise yourself and especially throw people under the bus that look like you. And it's funny, Shaq, when he do something, it's funny when Shaq disrespected Yao Ming, you know, he apologized immediately, you know, which I think to a certain degree, whatever. That ain't really the format that make them kind of jokes. But then at the same time, everybody is allowed to say whatever the hell they want to say about us, but it's no backlash next to it's not enough backlash. And then at the end of the day, when we say, hey man, this wasn't cool, you get the people trying to sit up there and tell us how dare we complain about being disrespected. We're too emotional, we're too sensitive. But like I said, everybody else is allowed to speak their mind and have a problem with something that they feel like they didn't get treated fairly or they was disrespected. But they'll use words like victimhood and all that stuff to make us feel bad. And I keep saying the best thing that we can do in our community is stop caring what people that look like us think, that's not trying to help us, and people that don't look like us. We shouldn't care what they think. At the end of the day, it's time to go back to checking people. And at the end of the day, we don't have to give no long, complex explanation on why we speaking on something. Somebody try to pull that, just be like, oh, well, be condescending right back. Stop giving an explanation for an explanation. Stop when you want an explanation, have to give an explanation. That's just real talk. Y'all know I've been doing this for a minute. I'm good at this. I really am. But yeah, this should have came to a halt at the beginning of this season. They had plenty of opportunity to trade Kyrie Irving. But like I said before, the owner, Joe Tsai, tried to sit on this high horse, and this is the end result. So now people gonna demonize Kyrie Irving probably for asking for a trade. Like he out of pocket for asking for a trade. Oh my God, I can't believe Kyrie Irving. And then Stephen A. Smith probably gonna do what he do best. Attack Kyrie Irving because Stephen A. Smith loves to attack people that look just like him because he knows he's not gonna get the resistance and the kickback that he may get if he criticizes somebody that doesn't look like him. And that's the system they have in place. Demonize your brother and give a pass to the other. That's exactly what's going on. But where do I think Kyrie Irving will land? Who knows? You might see him in Los Angeles. And shout out to the homie Too Raw for TB. He said something that was very interesting. He said, "Don't be surprised if Russell Westbrook is part of a deal to get Kyrie Irving to Los Angeles." Now, if Kyrie Irving goes to Los Angeles to play with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, then what? Then the expectations for the Lakers are gonna go up a little bit because we wasn't expecting nothing out of this particular Lakers team. But if you have Kyrie Irving there, then you should at least be able to contend for eighth or seventh seed. At least get to the position to play into that ridiculous play-in tournament, which I think is absurd, and I think they need to do away with that. I'm already tired of that. Just it's just stupid. It really is. So where Kyrie Irving should go, who knows? Now, I'm gonna do a solo video about Kevin Durant. About I understand why Kevin Durant be going off the way he do, because if you Kevin Durant, you like, okay, here we go again. Here we go again. And that would be funny if he goes and plays with LeBron again, but he could be headed back to play with LeBron. But we got to see. I'm pretty sure there'll be some takers for Kyrie Irving, but I'm pretty sure Stephen A. Smith gonna go on some monologue about how Kyrie Irving is a risk, and you got to be careful with him and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm expecting it, but Kyrie Irving is a hell of a basketball player. And I think they should strike while the iron is hot, because keep in mind, Kyrie Irving was the leading vote getter for, well, not leading, but he got a lot of votes. He will be the starting guard for the All-Star game on one of these prospective teams. However they go about selecting their teams, he will be a starter. So, shout out to Kyrie Irving. But that's my take on the whole situation. Yeah, it's just time to end this. And I'm going to say this once again. I am so glad that LeBron James didn't give Joe Tsai the satisfaction of thinking he can make some extra money trying to, skyrocket the ticket prices. And I'm glad LeBron didn't play. Like, yeah, you ain't finna make no extra bread off me. You ain't finna sit up there and watch me make history when you did what you did to Kyrie Irving. And I'm glad he had to sit and watch LeBron sit in regular clothes, civilian clothes, and not dress. Anyway, it's your boy Town Biz. I'm out.